All right, it's Sita, Sita. Last name is Kaith. Apple ID 0 Luke Dalabana at gmail.com. I need to screen share with you. Um, sure. So Apple had engineering had asked me to document usage of my Mac for one day. It should be in the notes, and which I've done, which I did, and I sent them the information. And there is some additional information I want to add to what I've sent to them. Okay, and I just noticed them the other day. I do. Um, you sorry, just hang on a second. Okay, ask me again. Ask me again.
So, well, actually, let's do this. So, just to confirm, you gave me your first and last name, but is that the first and last name on the Apple ID that you gave me? Is there a different name?
Yes, the different name, the Apple ID is 0 Luke Dalabana at gmail.com.
Okay. And then, what's the name on the account? Like, as it's displayed,
Right.
like, what's the,
It should be
yeah, like the actual name? Yeah.
Sita, Sita, and last name Kaith.
That's not the name on the account. What is the name on the account? Like the Apple ID that you just gave me, what's the name on the account?
The Apple ID is Luke Dalabana.
Okay. All right, I'm going to send you a verification.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can't even. Okay. Let me. Huh. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. In order for me to verify this Apple ID, we'll need to go into. So if you're in front of your computer, try going to appleid.apple.com and let me know once you're there.
Hold on. I'm there. I'm going to sign in. You want me to sign in, right?
Yes, once you sign in, just scroll to the bottom and look for something that says support PIN.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Okay, you want to go to the bottom and you want a PIN number? The support PIN?
It should say support pin, and so try to generate a support pin, and what does the support pin say?
9099.
099. Okay. All right, perfect. All right. All right. So I'll go ahead and let me see if I can screen share with you now. I still cannot screen share for some reason. Okay. All right, but the Apple ID is verified. I appreciate that. And let me see.
I do
I'm
ARA.
looking at the attachments you uploaded to this case here, and there's a number of it. So I see both cases. The one that you had been working with engineering on the 12th is the last update, and the current one here that you're calling in about, you spoke with chat advisors, and there's a number of uploads here. So I'm just looking through them.
Sure.
Let me see. So there are some concerns about this activity that, because I see there's like, you have things marked up here. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, let me share with you what's happening today, and I don't know if you need to look at that, because it's already been sent, and the response from engineering is they are working on fixing the problem.
Okay, that's what engineering, for the original issue, for the screen time issue.
For the screen time issue, they're working on fixing the problem. That's the last I heard from engineering or from the senior advisor at the time.
Okay. Okay, so this concern today, this is not in addition to the, so this is a separate issue that you're calling in about.
No.
This is a concern to do with activity monitoring.
No, this is in addition to what I had sent to engineering previously. I want them to see what else I see on my computer, because I think it can help. They're trying to fix the problem, and they are aware that they haven't been able to fix the problem. Okay, so they asked me to document in order to help them to fix the problem. So I have additional information that I want to send to them. I also so the issue is not activity monitor today, although I'm looking at activity monitor right now, and screen and sharing D is a constant, and I should not be sharing. Anyways, let's. I'm waiting. I'm at ara.apple.com, so I'm waiting for session key.
Okay. Just a moment here. Okay. Okay, so the session key is 777 5817. Yeah, I'll repeat it. So it's 777 5817.
5817. Got it.
And I see you had been, on the other case, you had been working with Reginald. Reginald last provided an update on this case, or at least the last note added here was on the 12th. Engineering last emailed us on the 10th, probably to indicate, let me see, screen time usage reports may not be completely accurate. Yeah, we are investigating this issue, and there's no solution at this time. Now, the information that, okay, I'm going to join the screen share here, so, okay, so I'm going to join.
Right. So there is no information. You're correct. That's what I understood. There's no information uh, in terms of them solving the problem. The problem is huge. I have someone has complete control of this Mac. Complete control. I have no control over it. Now, I showed
I see.
session. Would you like to, no, no. So I spoke to Reginald and I explained to him that. Let me minimize this. Um,
Uh-huh.
so other, whatever other is, it used my computer for 11 hours from 12 midnight until now. It's using it. I don't know what other is. It constantly shows up. But let me um, minimize that. This is what happens. When I try to update every time, so here I am with Apple Chat. This is a recording. I'm with Apple Chat, and
Uh-huh.
they told me there's a software update from 12.4 to 12.5. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
went right away. I went to update, but this is what happens all the time. I'm gonna play the recording. Play. I'm clicking,
Okay.
and my Mac will never update. Okay, it takes a
I see.
long, it will not update. And this is what happens all the time to everything on this Mac. Okay, that is what happens. I click on something, it'll never work. Things change in front of my eyes. My words, I'm typing something, the words will change. So it will not update. Then finally, one day, it did update. So here's the thing.
I see.
So here's,
Mm-hmm.
hold on. So after I sent everything to Apple engineering and I showed them my usage, this is what I saw, this is what I found, and this is what I want to send to Apple. It's Wi-Fi log archive. It tells me that I'm a local host. This computer is a local host. Okay,
Right.
all
Yes.
the see
Yeah.
all the processes, local host, all of it. Okay, so not only that, so I'm going
Okay.
to close that. That's here. I saved it for Apple. Okay, so that was done. This all of this happened on the on the day that Apple asked me to document. Okay, so and then they asked me to run capture data. So we run capture data. So what I've been saying to engineering is capture data does not reflect what's happening on the Mac. Whatever is capture data shows is different from what's actually happened or happening. Okay, so there were changes on the 3rd, the day that I'm documenting for Apple. Okay, and right here, so eventually I was able to download 12.5, but my Mac is syncing somewhere, sync services, and it's reading as 10.6. That's why it has no control. The patches do not work. It will not accept the patch.
Wait. This is for. Okay. Hold on. Let me check my system report real quick.
Sure.
And that log that you're providing, that was in console log. And what is that an indication of? Like, what is it that we did there?
Just give me 1 second, okay? I'll be right back. Just 1 second. I just have to do something for 30 seconds, okay? 1 sec.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm back. So what's the question?
Uh, yes. so the log that you showed me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, before we go into that, let me check. Give me one second. Let me check something here. So
Sure.
you're in system profile, service software. Okay. Let me check that real quick. So mine shows the same exact version.
10.6.
Services summary, macOS version 10.6.
Okay.
But a number of items here will have their own version numbers. So that daemon of that process, that will have its own version, because that is a piece of software, and the version number is relevant to that particular service.
Okay. Is yours saying sync services summary? Because sync means it's syncing, my Mac is syncing with something else. There has to be a party A and a party B.
But that doesn't necessarily indicate that there is anything syncing. So the only thing that's different about yours is yours actually has a system log, which you could have selected that through console log. But I have that here as well. So I don't. So what's the implication here? I know there's a security concern.
Okay.
But tell me a little bit more. Let's unpack this a little bit here. So I see what you're showing me. But what does it indicate here? Like where does it lead to?
All right. The reason I pulled it out to show you. Hold on. 28 screenshots. The reason I pulled it out to show you is because it doesn't align with it doesn't align with the 15.5. But if you're telling me it's okay, I will ignore it and carry on. Okay? So, do you...
Okay,
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't have any indication that it would be something malicious. There's going to be a number of services, processes. There's background processes that run all the time on a computer, and also just to clarify here, engineering, they can provide assistance in regards to the original issue, but if there seems to be a separate concern, like a larger concern here, that seems to coincide with the screen time issue. But if there is an issue where your computer has been compromised, then I mean that's a whole other thing. And I appreciate you providing the information and going through this with me here, but let's kind of, there's a lot to go over here, because you provided quite a bit in these screenshots. Like there's things from Activity Monitor. Okay, let's try to show me. So what else is it that you were about to show me something else? So let's look at that together here, and maybe we can unpack that or discuss that a little bit more. Because I mean, while there may be some, there are weird things that happen, with computers in general. I know it's like a that's just a generalization, but I wouldn't necessarily defer to something malicious. Like I don't know that to be the case, but let's go through it together. Let's unpack everything that we have here, and we'll try to go through this together here.
Sure. Sure. So let's unpack. So I'm going to give you a Reader's Digest version.
Okay.
So
the responsive engine itself for Bubble is
I unboxed on the 12th of February.
At the highest level,
Uh-huh.
we have layout, which simply refers to
Hold on a
the
second.
high-level
Something,
pattern
I don't know
for
what's
how
playing.
elements are going to arrange themselves within a container. Underneath that, you have
Just give me a minute,
offsets.
okay?
So
Something
you've
is
got
playing. I don't know.
elements within a container Their positions are dictated by the pattern, by the layout, and now you can
Okay.
offset them some.
All right. So I unboxed on the 12th February. See, took screenshots. Okay.
I see. Yeah.
On the 12th of February, when I unboxed, I did not join a network. It tells me my screen is being observed. Okay. And
Oh, interesting. Okay.
and then on the 12th of February again, it tells me there's a swap. I did not join a network. A swap. Okay. And then it tells me that administrator authorization was granted before I unboxed the Mac. It's in the install log. Okay. It tells me right here before unboxing, these logs predates unboxing. Client entitled for destructive operations. It says connected processes, and these are before I unboxed. Okay, connected processes, this here is on the 12th. That's when I unboxed, but there's connected processes before I unboxed as well. Okay, I've already documented it. It's not in this screenshot.
I see.
It tells me, so this here, I found this log, and it tells me all these dates. This is September the 23rd. I unboxed on the 12th of February, and I have all these log messages. Okay. And so I've already researched it, and I was told I should not show log messages that predates unboxing. Okay. And then I have this one here. My Mac was sitting in the closet on February the 6th, but it shows February the 6th usage all restricted before I unboxed. Okay, so by the time I got to opening the Mac, it was just, I have no control. Not only that, I found here a file titled master password that predates unboxing.
Okay.
Okay, so it has been downhill. I have something here. So I checked the logs to see what's happening. It says TPH says we're in, that we're trusted and in. Who is we? I don't know. I do not share. And I have lots of messages like that, and it tells me that the primary user on my Mac is something called private. Oh, wait, you might want to see this one. It tells me also that this device does not have an internal battery. See that? That's on unboxing. There's the 12th on unboxing. 12th of February. Okay, so I continue to look at the logs, and it tells me that this Mac has an external power provider. All right, it tells me I have external users, and on and on and on. So there you go. You've got the gist of the unpacking. Yeah, platform is unknown. Everything is basically remote and syncing. So I have no device, and whatever is connected to it is not device. The device is not internal. So.
Okay. So. Okay. So just kind of going through every screenshot that you just showed me.
I'm not going through. That's done.
The one screenshot, the one that for the date that you left the Mac in the closet.
Yes.
Those are kernel extensions. So those are low-level processes.
Okay.
For the base functionality of your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of those I don't recognize. Some of the screenshots I don't recognize. But again, those processes, like the names and the things that they reference, don't. Okay, so let me see. How should I? So when I look at your Mac, it was manufactured on. Let me see. And this is your MacBook Air M1 2020, right? This is the one that we're concerned with. This is the one that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This computer was manufactured October 28th, 2021. Oh, sorry, September 25th, 2021. So it's manufactured September 25th,
Wait. I'm gonna
2021.
hold.
It was shipped out.
Hold. I'm gonna write that
Go ahead,
down.
sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It was manufactured when?
So this computer was manufactured September 25th, 2021.
25th, 2021. Okay, got it.
And you received it, the date that you put there, I'm sorry, I forgot the date, but it was February?
I unboxed on
Is that what-
February the 12th.
You unboxed it in February. Okay. Okay. So there would be some activity given that, the data manufacturer until it actually gets to you, like before the package is sealed off, there's going to be something there.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to those dates, and also dates can be wrong too, like timestamps can be incorrect.
I agree.
In the window.
I agree with you.
So, I mean, I get what you're showing me. Like, I understand the concern, and it is important. However, there is a lot here to unpack, and while I appreciate you documenting it here, it doesn't. I don't know, like, that it indicates anything malicious. But I also wouldn't defer because, I wouldn't defer to anything malicious on the basis of just seeing those names there, because they're kind of, while we have that information, it could be taken out of context, some of these processes and these things. Like in the case of the version number that you showed me earlier in system information, I have that same exact listing in my system information, and the version number is to indicate, I believe, the version for that service that's listed in system information. And then the other screenshot, the only other one that I recognized that you showed me, was the one to indicate kernel extensions. I mean, that's not uncommon to have like low-level processes like kernel extensions operating on your machine, even if, well, you said this machine is in the closet, like it was completely turned off.
It wasn't even turned on. It was in the closet.
Okay. So, I mean, that can go back to the dates being wrong. That could go back to, I know that there's going to be some operation, like low-level operation on a machine, even if it's off for some time. It has some way of like keeping like the date, the time. On older systems, there's like something called like a CMOS battery, which even if you unplug the machine, it still keeps record of the time. It keeps like stored settings on the device itself, so that way it works properly when you boot it back up. So I mean, there's a lot here, and again, I greatly appreciate you doing this and documenting this. But I don't even know if engineering can begin to parse this, because this. So engineering, when they look at the information provided to them, they look at in the context of the issue that's being reported. So in this case, the issue that was reported in the other case was screen time, so inaccurate screen time reports. Now, let's assume that they can look at all this and go through it. Like, how would they correlate this to the original issue? Like there's a lot to go through. The logs that you provided, I mean, I don't know how they would tie in with the original issue. So the only thing I can recommend, if there is an indication of something like malicious, there are more obvious methods of determining that.
Such as?
So for example, like things that I look for, if we go into system preferences, for example,
Okay.
there's often like proxies that are set up. There are custom DNS settings. Like someone's presence on your machine is going to be more obvious. It's not going to be like through low-level logs. So we're going to go into like network here, and then go into advanced. So we're not going to change anything. We're just going to look here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to go into DNS. So you don't have any custom DNS settings. These should be provided by your ISP. All right. So and then we're going to go into proxies, and you don't have any proxy set up. So we'll cancel that. This is one example. This is just one example of just a malicious presence on a computer. So oftentimes, if there is some sort of like proxy set up, that would be set up by the malicious actor, and they would be intercepting your traffic. So
She says
that's a very real thing.
network is remote
So-
service. Does that concern you? Network is remote service?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Because there's always going to be something that is a background process or something that happens in the background related to the application.
Mm-hmm.
This is just some background process, but it doesn't indicate that somebody is in control of your computer or someone is doing anything malicious. So we can go back into there. So go into advanced, and it's probably just to even show us this, that there's some sort of process that goes on to even display these settings to us or to even show these things. So for everything for your computer to function, there's always going to be some sort of process or something going on.
Sure.
But it doesn't necessarily indicate a malicious actor. That needs to be, and I'm not saying that that's not the case here, but with the information that you've provided so far, like it seems disparate. Like there's a lot there, but I don't, like, let's say you showed me something like there's a proxy set up,
Mm-hmm.
and then like consistently at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's always some process here. There's always something downloading files to your computer, for example.
Okay.
That's
So
an indication of like a malicious presence.
So-
Like someone's footsteps are going to be more obvious on your computer if there's someone remoting in or doing something on your computer.
all right. So proxies and DNS is what I should be. If there's proxies and DNS, those are
That's one example. That's
What-
just one example.
what
So
else?
and things like, for example, applications like third-party applications are something to be wary of.
Mm-hmm.
The sites that you visit, extensions that could be installed,
Mm-hmm.
like something to indicate a presence would be like just things that are installed on the computer. But logs indicate a lot more, and not necessarily something that's malicious. It could be just some innocent process that keeps your computer functioning, or is responsible for a certain service on your computer, in order to for a certain application, perhaps. So it may use verbiage, or it may like have words in it that say like remote, for example, but it doesn't mean that is referring to a remote person logging into your machine or doing something malicious.
Sure.
In that. So there's a different context for these, is all I want to say.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily mean there's something malicious going on. That's the only takeaway I just want to provide there.
Well, thank you for that. You were very careful with your words. I do appreciate it. Okay, so back to what engineering asked for. Engineering was specific. They said, detail as much as you can the use of your Mac, how you used it, whatever you use it, and I have the email from them. Document how you use the computer for 1 full day. Okay?
Okay.
And that's exactly what I did. I timed it. The first hold on.
Okay.
The first one says preamble. I explained what's happening, and then ignore limit. Okay, and then the part 1 here, I document from 12 a.m. all the way down to at night. Okay, and I documented how that at 12:59:59 downtime is on. See, and 1 second later it will turn itself off. Exactly at midnight it turns itself off. Not only that, so downtime turns itself off constantly. So these are some screenshots. So yesterday I opened the computer at 10:08. Hang on a second. Wait. Things change constantly on this Mac. Hold on. I'll get it to you. So here, this was the 16th, yesterday. Open the Mac, and there's downtime is off. Okay, all the apps are there. Okay, good. So that's at 9:29:24. 9:29:25. Downtime is still off. And then 9:29:25, a split second later, it turns itself back on. It's a constant. Things are on and off and on and off all the time.
I see. Okay, so the set downtime, it doesn't respect the schedule that you set up. So you don't. Okay. Let me send you a link where you can upload that. So I'm gonna update the previous case.
Hold on. I just want to show you something as well.
Yes.
Damn it. How do I open this one now? I think I put it. This is how do I open this?
Which text format? I don't recognize that. RTSD?
Hold on. Yeah.
It shouldn't. I think it's Notepad. I think it's like.
I think
not
it's
Notepad. Sorry,
no.
I'm thinking of something else. But,
It's sticky. Hold on. I think I know. I'll go here, and I'm gonna go here.
Okay.
Always allowed, and we're sticky. Sticky. There we go. Let's see. Nope. Can't open it.
It might be text edit. I think it's text edit.
Text edit, okay.
But I don't know why it's not opening. Is text edit allowed?
Hold on.
Okay.
Text edit. Allowed. There we go.
Okay.
So I actually saved it. The swap. So my Mac is not only Apple but this is my IP address, but Google reads my Mac as having a completely separate IP address. Okay, but that's completely separate. This is a constant. It does not read my Mac as having my IP address, and then it tells me it's unknown. Whatever browser it's using, it's unknown.
I see.
Okay. And here it shows me I have 2 Safaris on my Mac.
Okay.
And in console there's constant connections, and connections are constantly cleaning up as well. Connection 7 is cleaning up. There's so many connections, thousands of connections. Okay? And they're constantly cleaning up. Anyways, there's 2 Safari, which should never happen.
I see.
Okay? Anyways, I've shown you that downtime turns itself on and off, and so let's go to downtime. This is downtime. It's on. It's not on schedule. It's on. It should never turn itself off. Okay? It's not only that. I'll show you one more thing. Where is it? This one here. So there it turns itself off again, as it normally does all the time.
Yeah.
So then I go to, so I turn it back on. I turn it on again, right?
I see.
Okay, so there. See, I turn it on. And these apps bypasses downtime. That should never happen. Okay, and data is constantly moving in and out of the Mac. I've already researched it. It should not happen. Took a screenshot. Safari bypasses downtime, all of these apps, and a few from utilities. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you a link where let me see. Okay, this is the original case. Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you a link where you can upload this information to.
Which information?
What you just showed me. So you can upload this to the case here. So like pretty much everything. Especially the downtime not remaining on. That's very unusual. So if you always have downtime on,
Yes.
and it's intermittently like turning off, I don't think that's expected behavior. Yeah, that is pretty strange. So let me send you a link where you can upload that too.
Okay.
This link will be in the body of the message I just sent to your Apple ID email.
Okay.
But let me know if you do receive it.
Hold on. So that's one. So it's a very quick recording that I did here. I want to send that to
So
Apple.
the screen recording and the screenshots that you showed me as well. So
now,
yeah.
I have a quick question before we move forward. I've got lots of screenshots that I save everything to. My Mac tells me that there's a command center. Okay, there's a command center and there's an IRAT controller. IRAT as in remote access Trojan. Okay, I've got lots of screenshots, but no one can figure out what's this. Everyone knows about a control center, but not a command center. Okay, my Mac also tells me that I am a managed client and my computer is sharing constantly.
I see.
And when Wi-Fi is turned off, it's a constant process. This is an active process, Wi-Fi, constant. That's why you don't see all the proxies and all of that, because it uses my own Wi-Fi, even when Wi-Fi is turned off. It doesn't need a proxy because I showed when I go to, I have so many screenshots to document it. Automatically join this network is usually grayed out when the Mac is automatically joining my network. So it uses my Wi-Fi, but it doesn't show as it shows here as the Wi-Fi is off. Okay, but it's using my own Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And all processes are restricted. I cannot quit anything on this Mac. Everything is restricted. See that?
I see. Okay. And we'll upload the necessary information, like whatever you would like to provide. I'm looking at the original case here. Let me see. I see some of the text files. Oh, yeah. Oh, these are zipped. Okay, I see. Oh, you did provide some of this. Sorry, there's one called preamble.rtst.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
so you did provide some of this already.
Yes, I want it to be comprehensive. Okay? The only thing I want to send to Apple today that I'm calling about is this. Look. Oh, hold on. My Mac, like how it.
Yeah.
Wait, in here. No, not this one. Hold on. For example, here's sharing D, which is a constant. There's pickups, 93 pickups of my Mac, but only 6 of them are showing. Okay, I get hundreds of pickup of my Mac, right? Sharing D, constant.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. What there's here we go. This is the one. So Bluetooth is always off. okay, always off. But it's a constant process on the Mac, okay? As is sharing D. Here we go again. Sharing D is a constant. Anyways, here's what I want to send. Oh, yes, here. So at midnight, I said that downtime turns itself off, and there seems to be an active override by something called private. Private is the other user on this Mac. It overrides downtime.
Okay.
All right, you've got the gist of it, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
I appreciate that, and yeah, what you've so all of that you showed me, yeah. Feel free to upload that, and let me know if you did receive the link. The body of the email should there should be a link that says send files to Apple support.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Now, just to kind of go over this with you, engineering is still investigating this, so I don't know what the expected turnaround time is or when they'll provide a solution. It is being worked on here from what I see in their last email. So, but I'm going to send you an email where you can reach me if you have any questions or issues.
Yes, please.
And just let me know there if you have any questions or issues. That link that I just sent you to is going to be open. So, feel free to use that link. I believe that link works for 30 days, if I remember correctly. So you should be able to use the link to upload additional information to the case.
No, I didn't get it. Did you send it to? You have to send it to this email address. Hold on.
That's the Gmail one you gave me,
No,
or is it
this
a
one
different
here.
one?
This one here.
Oh, is it different? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, this is the one I use.
I see. Okay, all right. Let me send you that one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, did that one go through, or?
Hold on. I heard a ding. Oh, here. Sorry. Here it is. All right. Send files to Apple.
Yeah, and then that will ask you to securely upload. So yeah, you'll confirm the case, and then you can upload the attachment there. That link too is you can use that to upload additional information. I believe that link is open for 30 days, so you should be fine to use that.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay.
So I'm compressing the two.
Yes,
Oh.
please. Yeah, that does help with the upload too. If you're sending collections of information too, yeah, you can compress the collections there.
So this one here is downtime, Safari bypassing downtime, and this is the Mac will not update.
Okay.
So I want to send you just one more, and it's this one here. Device management.
Okay.
The Mac is under device management, and Finder is device management. Okay, I have lots of screenshots like this. Or completely device management. Everything is being managed. Okay, so I'm going to send you this screenshot as well.
Okay.
So there you go. So it's not too overwhelming. And here we go. And can you send me an email whereby I can connect with you? Did you do that already?
Yes. Yeah, let me send that to you right now.
Good.
So this will have the case number. So this is the case number ending in 8308.
Right.
This is the one in which engineering has provided us information.
Okay.
So this is the
So
one
pause for
where I see the.
right. So I'm gonna ask
Okay,
you.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I'm gonna ask you to pause for 1 second, and I'll show you.
Oh yeah, let me.
Um,
Okay, let me. You want me to pause? Okay, let me pause real quick.
No, not pause the screen sharing. I'm just pausing you speaking for
Oh.
1 minute, because the
Oh.
previous.
Oh, let me come back. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
okay.
paused.
Okay.
Hold on, let me rejoin the screen share.
Okay. So a previous senior advisor had decided that there was a security issue from all the stuff I said, right? It was decided that there was a security issue. Okay.
Okay.
So, because the Mac says I have external users, it says I have hundreds of active connections when the Wi-Fi is turned off.
Okay. Oh, I do see that other case. Oh, this is a case ending in. I see that one. This is from earlier this year. Okay, there's a lot of notes here. Let me see.
Yes, a lot of problems.
Okay, this one has a lot of attachments. Oh yeah, I see the ones that you showed me. Like I see the one where it says like your screen is being observed. I see. Okay. Let me see if we got a. Okay.
Now, the reason
All right, let me see. Go ahead. Yes, I'm sorry.
the reason I initially showed this here is because of the ongoing problems and because the Mac would not update the patch. Okay? So then I ask you guys, and then you guys look at it and tell me what's expected, what's not expected. So if this is not expected behavior, great, we move on. But there's a hell of a lot that is not expected behavior.
I see.
Oh, and I want to send this one here. This one here I want to send, the one that says localhost.
Oh, yeah, you can upload that. So if you, let me see, let me refresh real quick just to make sure the other file is uploaded. Let me go back to that other case.
They're uploading right now.
Okay. As soon as the other ones upload, if you refresh the page, wait until they all upload, then refresh the page.
Right.
And the link should redirect you again to confirm, and you can re-upload the additional information.
Mm-hmm. It says 100%, but it doesn't say sent. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to refresh.
Okay.
And confirm. And here we go.
Okay.
So that's the one. I've got tons, but I don't want to confuse things. I think you have enough, especially with the lock saying that I am a local host.
Okay.
So there you go. Did you please confirm that you received the 4?
Yep, I see 4 additional attachments here. Let me just make sure that they're all. Yep, I see that. So let me make sure they're in the right order. I think I'm looking at them in the right order. see so this is performance checks. This might be an old one, but this one says performance checks disabled. This is another activity log. This one says device management. And then there's 3 zip files. So there's the log archive. There's one titled Safari, bypass downtime, and then the Mac without update.
Right.
I see those.
Right. Okay. So just one more thing before I let you go. I don't know if you have any questions for me. Do you have any questions for me? I'm going to sign out here. Yes?
Well,
Or maybe I minimize it for now.
Well, as far as like the update is concerned, has anyone suggested just reinstalling the OS?
Yes.
There's a way to boot up into recovery,
Yes.
and to do so, okay, was that successful, or have you had a chance to try that yet? Or
No.
no?
So here's the thing. I was supposed to go on Friday, but then I had so much problems on the Mac. I can't save anything. Nothing works. So I'm gonna have to do that again. I'm gonna have to do that, not again, but it has to be done. Any idea on why all the processes are restricted?
I cannot say. I can only speculate without really digging deep into this. And some of the screenshots you showed me, I don't have like intimate knowledge of each and every one of these processes.
Okay.
Like I recognize some things, and some things I can confirm that, like for the kernel extensions, that's normal. For what we saw in system information, that displays for me the same exact thing. The only difference there was that system log wasn't enabled. But if I go in a console log and I run logs on my machine, it may show that in system information. I'm not sure, but you did also run capture data, which maybe that generates some form of that probably does generate some form of log there. But so I mean, there's too. To be honest, there's just too much information to really parse through to really confidently say, like, this is what this is. Like I can't confirm or I just don't know either way. So when we go through this process of like root cause analysis and troubleshooting, we need to. More information is needed. Like I can't say at the moment like what this is, and maybe engineering can make sense of this and provide some updates. This larger concern of security and this potential compromise to your computer. There's if that's the case, then I can see that being an overlapping issue into the screen time reports as well. So, but I just don't know. Like I haven't seen anything like this before. So the only thing I can recommend. Now, is this the only device that has this issue? Is this, do you have this problem with other devices at all?
I do.
Okay. Okay. Have you reported this to, because I'm sure maybe you have more than Apple devices, of course, and maybe you have other issues with those devices as well. I don't know if sometimes this level of compromise, this is technically criminal activity. So you're within your right to report this to law enforcement. There's even, and this sounds silly, but this is a very real thing, but you can report this to the FBI Cybercrimes Division as well. They have a page where you can report crimes like this. This is a very real thing. So
can you send me that?
I mean, that's another. Yeah. Oh, I can't even. Well, let me see if I can even go to the website. I'm on a work computer, so I can't even go on the.
Okay.
Let me see if I can even go on FBI.gov.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I'm on a work computer, so I can't actually access their FBI cyber crimes division, like formal complaint or something like that. Let me see if I can. Hold on, let me. Okay, so the full URL is fbi.gov/investigate/cyber.
I've written it down here. Is this correct? FBI?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, fbi.gov/investigate/cyber.
Okay.
And I believe there is a form that you fill out.
Okay.
And it's like a complaint form, and you just document the details of, the occurrence, the incident, or just the, everything that you've pretty much traced out there. Just document that in the report for them, or your local law enforcement can, work with you on this as well, and maybe they can help in filing a complaint like this. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. This is out of scope for me, but just given the nature of the concern and the severity of it, and perhaps the potential for it being much larger than really one device. I would explore that. I would look at that, and I think you've documented quite a bit there, so that may be something that the investigator would need to look at. But I think hold on, let me make sure I sent you the email. If you have any questions or issues too, let me know. The email I sent out to you will go directly to me.
Right.
So just let me know if you have any questions or issues. The case number is in there as well. As of the moment, engineering is still working towards a solution. So they do not have any updates as of yet. But I would strongly recommend, trying to reinstall the OS if you can, if it's possible. Just to get around that whole inability to update that whole issue. I don't know if that's related to screen time, but that's the only thing I can think of as to why that particular button is unavailable. Because if there's, I don't know, I'm not sure, but there may be some crossover between that and screen time. Yeah.
So I set my Mac to automatically update. It never does. Whatever.
Oh, you're on 12.5.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
But you're already up to date.
No. Right. So I know I'm up to date. That's because I try again and again a million times until it does update. But what I'm showing you here is that I set the Mac to automatically update, but it never does automatically update. Never.
Well, there's an explanation for that. So automatic updates, when Apple releases production software, the software that they release is available for download to every computer that can request that download. If all the computers that were candidates for a new update, if they all requested the update at the same time or near the same time, that would be way too taxing on Apple's servers. So what occurs here, when you choose automatic updates, your computer will occasionally remind you of this, and it will prompt you. It'll try to notify you and schedule a time to do that update. But it will not, on its own, update until it goes through some sort of, when you see those notifications, that's when it's going to prompt you to update the computer. Okay. So it's not going to automatically update, meaning that it's going to just update randomly at some point in time. It's going to notify you and provide an expectation of when to the next update. And usually you'll see that as a notification in the upper right-hand corner, and you just simply acknowledge it, and you either choose like from one of the options. It'll say like try again tonight or try tomorrow or something like that. So yeah, even though automatic updates is enabled, your computer's not going to just abruptly update automatically. Like that would mean that all the computers, like all devices that are candidates to updates, could do that. And with however many devices that are out there, that's just way too taxing. Like there can't be all devices that just request from Apple's servers the update software.
All right. So I understand that. And I wait for my notification. I never get any notification. I know how this works. I know I should get a notification. I know I need to update. Something will happen. So I've already complained to Apple that I do not receive notifications. I do not receive email notifications. I also looked at this log, APSD, that tells me a whole bunch of stuff are disabled. The status change notifications disabled. Okay? And hold on. What does it say? Look here. Status change notification disabled. Right here, disabled. Everything is disabled. Okay?
Okay.
So I do not, and then it tells me there's a user 0 here. Okay? Look, disabled. There's pages, it goes on and on and on. It seems like every single process is disabled. Right there. And I already sent an email that says that not diagnostic, but hold on.
The logs or the
wait.
Or okay.
Just a second. Performance checks are disabled. Look here. Performance checks are disabled. Everything seems to be disabled. Should this happen? I'm thinking it shouldn't. So this is what I don't want. Look, I'm bringing it up to your attention, Solomon, but I don't want it to be something that merely my concern. Did you see anything so far that is concerning to you?
To be quite frank, I'm uncertain. Like I don't know if this is an indicator of compromise. There's going to be a number of processes on any computer, so it's not possible for me to tell just from looking at things such as screenshots. There needs to be, in a larger context, it needs to be examined. You know, what is this process referring to? What is this in the context of? Like, what is System D or what is Shared D doing? You know, these processes, they have certain corresponding, like things they correspond to, like services and applications. And again, I wouldn't defer to them as being, this is just my own, of course, I'm not saying that you should subscribe to this, but I wouldn't defer to this as being malicious, just from what you've shown me. But I understand the concern. Like I know it is a concern.
No, hold, pause.
But
ignore my concern. Ignore my concern. Ignore my concern. My aim is to identify problems. So engineering has already identified screen time as a problem, and they're working on fixing it, which means it's not working. Yes?
Right.
Okay, so we have a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Where else is there a problem? I'm thinking, why does my device show device management? I am thinking, I don't use Bluetooth, but Bluetooth is an active process. Why? Should that not be a problem? Yes? Hold on.
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you have the Bluetooth preference turned off, but I don't know if necessarily that means Bluetooth, like the daemon or the process, is going to always be inactive, or it would be I'm not sure if it's not going to show it ever. Like maybe there's an update to the firmware for your Bluetooth radio that's in your computer, and maybe Bluetooth D is active for that portion of time. Like I don't know. Like again, this leads to speculation, and I can't speculate. Just on the basis of what you show me, I can only speculate, and I don't know what else to go off of here. But Bluetooth, like even though Bluetooth is turned off, that doesn't necessarily mean you're never going to see any indication of like any background process or anything related to Bluetooth at all on your machine.
So let's pause for a second. So let's ignore Bluetooth because I don't want to get into that gray area where it becomes complicated. Let's look at sharing D.
Okay.
They're sharing D. It's a constant. Manage client is a constant. So sharing D and all process being restricted except for Apple is a constant. So I see sharing D here, there it is. Sharing D is here today because I'm sharing my screen with you. That explains it. I'm sharing my screen. When I take a screenshot, it shows here that I'm sharing with Apple. But share, right? Logic. I'm sharing with you.
Well,
they're sharing D.
yeah.
That explains it. The screenshot explains itself, sharing D. But it happens all the time when I should not be screen sharing. And what is sharing D?
So
go ahead.
Sharing D is sharing D stands for sharing daemon, and it enables things within Finder like AirDrop, shared computers, and remote disk in Finder. So it is responsible. And that doesn't necessarily mean there's anything doing any of those things. Like obviously you're not using AirDrop, you don't have a shared computer set up, and you're not using any sort of remote disk. But it is part of Finder. So here, let me email this to you. Actually, I'm going to email this to you, and you don't have to like. This is somebody who asked the same exact question. I'm just going to share this with you here.
Now,
hold on, let me see if this email goes out to you.
I gave you sharing D as an example only because we're talking about Bluetooth. I'm telling you Bluetooth is a constant, as is cloud, which I don't use. I do not sign in the cloud. That's why I use ARA. But those processes are constant. And sharing D is one of the ones. That's why I turned to sharing D to show you, look, it's happening right now. But this is legitimate. This is legit. When is it not legit? Sharing D means you're sharing my screen. You're sharing my screen right now. That's what it means. You're sharing with me right now.
Well, I know where you're drawing it. I see that, but sharing D is a separate. Well, tell me if you got the email I sent you. So the email that I sent you should be a popular question too, because a lot of people have asked this question. It seems.
Now I have to tell you something. Today's the first time that I've had to go to screen time and go to always allow. This I never had to do this before. This is the first time. This is new for me. Anyways, let's go to sharing D. Sharing D. Yeah, I got that. I already searched it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's all that it does. But I see where you're concluding that. I get that, but that wouldn't be necessarily like why you would see it. Like if I stop screen sharing, you may just see sharing D. Like sharing D, I don't think that's responsible for our screen share. That shows up as a different thing too. It's, let me see. So one example of that here is screen capture. So capture, because our screen capture is one example of and I forget what the other one is. Let's see if I can find it. It should always be like near the top. It might just be this one, so Apple support and then screen capture. But ShareD or sharing D is a different process. Like that's a whole other thing, and that's related to Finder and certain functions of the ones that are listed here. So, and I know there's a lot here. So like I know this is one example that we're just discussing here, and again, I can't make conclusions, based on the examples you give, but maybe in a larger context, this can be investigated, because you're right. Like, when is sharing D malicious or not malicious? Like, that's an important question, but I can't answer that question. Like, I don't know when that is the case, because that needs to be examined in a larger, like, in what context? Like, is sharing D using this to airdrop files to your computer to do, something, like to install something malicious, and then is that doing something else? Like A leads to B leads to C. Like, I can't just say, like, I can't just jump to C and say, oh yeah, this is something that sharing D is doing, and you should be worried about this. Like, I can't make that conclusion. So
I hear you. Okay, so let's stay with what you just said. How do we know when it's malicious and when it's not? Who would answer that question?
a forensic investigator. I mean, it's way out of my wheelhouse, and engineering, and this kind of goes back to what I mentioned earlier. Engineering can examine, like when we submit tickets and we escalate, they examine them in the context of the issue that's reported. And of course, anything to support, or anything that's related, of course, they're going to look at that as well. So again, it could be possible that there is some malicious activity, and this could cross over or into the other issue to do with screen time. So for that, they would want information related to the issue. But as far as like if we're coming at this with the expectation that somebody has compromised your machine, and it's on multiple devices, this is criminal activity. So somebody who would, like, the parties that would be involved in this and who could determine if this is the case would be law enforcement. It would be somebody who can actually investigate this. It would not be myself. I'm clearly unqualified to examine this, and I don't have the necessary tools. And engineering, to be honest, they're not, going to go through this in-depth analysis to determine this. They will want information related to the issue in their investigation of the screen time issue. And then if they notice something malicious, obviously they're going to point that out. But I think it's probably best to first start with local law enforcement. Just report this. Do you think somebody is doing this to you? Like, is there anybody that you have in mind, or do you you don't have to go into great detail,
Okay.
but and you don't have to reveal anything personal here, but can you confidently say there's somebody doing this on your other machines? Have you been doing with this for some time now?
Correct. Correct. And I did.
Okay.
Go,
Yeah. Okay.
and I did go to law enforcement a number of times.
Okay.
And they said they're waiting. They want to speak to Apple Engineering. They want to hear if engineering is saying there is a problem. Okay, because they don't know, they don't have the resources to investigate. Okay, they want to hear from you guys if there's a problem and if there's a hacking issue. Okay, so once they hear from you guys, then they will move forward. So I need to hear from you guys.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, you've provided the information. Engineering will review this, and they'll use this for their investigation.
Mm-hmm.
into the screen time issue. I don't know if there's not any mention. Let me see. Let me look at the email from August.
Okay, sorry, I have to run, but I just want to show you one more
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Yeah, I just want to show you when I try to use the Mac, and this is me with Apple Chat, and it says it seems to be is not there. What he's talking about is I'm trying to use Pages, and buttons that I should see in Pages had disappeared on my computer. So buttons disappear, I click on things, they do not work. So he transferred me over to Senior Advisor. Okay? So this is what I have to deal with every day. So while it might not be obvious, when you take the whole massive amount of information I've sent to Apple, and I'm hoping somewhere within that massive information, somebody can parse it, okay, and see the logic in what see what I'm saying. Okay, because your people have already documented that the buttons have disappeared from software, from Apple software, that I cannot use. I cannot even use the software.
Okay.
Here's another one. It tells me my Bluetooth address has changed, even though Bluetooth is off. The address has changed. Device address has changed. There's so many. And so I'm going to stop sending information. I've already sent enough information today. I've sent this one here, which I think is particularly important. And it's in reference to me documenting on August the 8th. Okay? So I want them to see what's happening. So that's going to go to engineering, yes?
Yes.
Now, when do you want to contact me again, or should I contact you?
Well, just let me know if you have any additional questions or issues. I don't know how engineering will respond to this. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I don't have an answer yet, and but just let me know if you did get the email. Let me know if you got that too. So
yes, I got it.
If you did get the email,
yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, and then just reply to me there. You can use the web portal link to leave a message. My hours are in there. The case number is in there, and then of course you can reply to the email to reach me directly.
Great.
So let me know if you have any questions or issues. If there's any other observations, any other additional information to add, you can also use the link that you can hold on to that link.
Yes.
I see that.
Okay, so before I let you go, should it not be concerning to you that my log tells me that I'm that local host and their hidden networks, 43 hidden network? Look here. The log says it. I don't have...
So for this as an example, and again, I'm not denying anything that we're going off of here, but the main local host is commonly referring to the computer on which you're working from.
Okay.
This is a common naming scheme, and it's used by a lot of computers to indicate. Usually, the local host address is 127.0.0.1, or it could be something like 10.0.0.1. So the local host address is always going to be kind of like a self-referencing thing. It's going to be that your computer is identifying itself as the local host. And then the hidden parts, I'm not entirely sure what this is like in this context. I don't know what it's referring to, but generally speaking, a hidden network just means that the SSID or the network name is not being broadcast. I'm not sure if that's what's being referred to here. I just know that generally speaking, when a hidden network is being discussed, it's usually referring to some sort of, it's called security by obscurity, where in order to, for your network name not to be broadcast, you can set up certain like routers or modems or access points to not broadcast their SSID. So you won't see that like let's say your Wi-Fi shows up for your neighbors. You can set your network appliance to not broadcast the SSID. So that's considered a hidden network.
But this is
So
showing.
I don't know why
Okay.
it's here though. I don't know what this
Okay.
is. I
That's
don't know what
okay.
this means. Like
That's okay.
this is like reading a story, but
Yeah.
you show me like one line from the story, and
Yeah.
I don't know what the story is about.
No.
Like just to give an example, like I don't know. I don't know what this
Okay.
is referring
Listen.
to. So.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I'm just showing you a little glimpse today because you don't know the
Yeah.
whole story. But take my word for it. I've over
Yeah, no,
documented
I
it.
got you.
I've over documented it. So within that massive information that I've collected, there's something there, and that's why Apple wanted me to document for the whole day. Right.
I got
Anyways,
you.
so
Okay.
see what's happening. Let me know. Do you want to book an appointment? Sorry, back to what I'm saying. I'm trying to rush here because I gotta go. Do you
Yes,
want to contact
yeah,
me?
if you want to set a time for whatever works for you. It's really I'm here Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 6 Central. So let me know. Right now there's no like fix yet for this. So I would be waiting on a response from engineering. So I don't know how. Again, I don't know how they're going to respond to this or when. So.
Okay.
Do you want to just reach out to me? Just let me know if you have any questions or
Okay.
issues first. Like, do you want to just start there?
Yeah, let's do
And
that. That's fine.
okay, and then we can discuss scheduling a time. Let me know if you have any questions or issues too. Like if there's any observations, any additional information. Let me know, and then we can go over that together.
Okay, let's do that. I think we're saturated for right now. I'll let
Okay.
it.
Oh yeah. No,
Right.
that's fine. That's okay.
Right.
I appreciate your time and your diligence and your patience with all of us and this whole process. So for that, I thank you. And I know that this was a longer call, so I apologize for that. But thank you for taking the time today to reach out.
No, listen, I appreciate you. You've been fantastic. I had to, well, we started from scratch, right? So I will connect with you via email. I just, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to do one thing, okay?
Yes.
Can you tell me how do I stop all these processes from being restricted? I did not set my Mac up for processes to be restricted, but everything is restricted. How do I get it undone?
This I'm not sure. Like I don't even have this on mine. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me see. Oh yeah, I do have this. This has to mean something else, though. Hold on. Let me check the activity monitor. There's like a whole activity monitor manual. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have this on mine. Let's see. So view information about processes. Processes by CPU. Well, I know requests for time, so I will find it in the. I'll find a reference to this column, but mine has this as well. So I don't know if this is something you can necessarily control. This is related to. Are we in network? We're in network. Okay, so when I find this, I'll send you this. But I don't think we can change this because this is all just information. And I don't know if this points to something else or some other preference or some other option. But this may be some sort of throttling. I'm only guessing here, but I'll find out. I can find out, and then I'll send you that information.
Great. Great, thank you. Someone had mentioned that it has to do something with hold on, here, security and privacy and turning on firewall. But when we tested it, it froze. First of all, it froze, and then it took a while, then it worked again. But the thought was it should not happen. But I leave it up to
Oh, I
you.
see.
I leave it up to you to tell me how to
Okay.
undo it. But like I said, buttons disappear, things do not work, and on and on. I leave it up to you, Solomon. Thank you so much. I appreciate the chat. All
Okay.
right.
All right. Yeah. It was a pleasure talking to you today, and thank you again for your time and your patience. I'm disconnecting from the screen share here, so you should have your privacy back.
Okay.
And then just let me know if you have any questions or issues in the meantime, and then I'll do some research about this particular column header in Activity Monitor and see what I can find. So,
Fantastic. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
all right.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
All right. You have a great rest of your day. All right.
You
Take care.
you as well. Bye bye.